Part 1. Violence on television. Nowadays, the issue of violence on television is often debated. Many people are concerned that the image of violent act may cause the viewers to become more aggressive. Some of these people believe that there should be restriction of violence to violent television program. Other people feel that individuals should be able to choose what they want to on TV. Many of these people believe that violence television is unlikely to affect people's behavior. The, the concern that some people have about violence TV is that the viewers may imitate aggressive acts. For example, consider a TV program that shows professional wrestlers. Some people believe that children who watch the program may copy the action of the wrestlers, and that this could lead to in serious injuries. As another example, consider a TV program that shows people shooting guns at each other. Some people believe that viewers of such a program may be more likely to ask a gun in their dispatch with other. Another that some people have with violet TV is that it make people less sensitive to the effect of violence. In other words, people who watch many acts of violence on television might no longer be shocked by violent acts. They make the they make them become quite tolerant of the use of violence. Some people do not believe the violence of television is likely to have harmful effect. They point out that many terrible acts of violence occurred long before television. They also argue the people can the difference between television and real life. That is, they say that people are unlikely to imitate violent act, act and ugly and act and are likely to become less sensitive to violence in real life. Also, they argue that parents are able to prevent their children from watching violent television. Psychologists have conducted some research study on the effect of violent television. Some studies have shown the children who watch a lot for violent TV becomes like more aggressive or adult. Other studies have found that people behave somewhat more aggressively after watching a violence program. This is especially true for people who have an aggressive personality. Finally, some other research has found that rates of murder tend to increase slightly in the days following a television documentary. A psychologist now agree that violence on television doesn't contribute to aggressive behavior in everyday life. The issue of violence on television is difficult because it is a conflict between public safety an individual's freedom. Some people feel that violence should be restricted because it may have harmful effects on societies. But other people feel that individuals should be free, free to watch the program that they like. Part 2. One of the things that different public art from in the museum and gallery space is that is in the city. It's very rare. You can stumble into it as you're walking around one of my, uh, one of my favorite places to discover public art is actually on MRT station. Hidden pocket nothing. You can see a new fish every time you get off at a new station. Wa- A new station. One of the other thing you might notice about it is that in terms of materials, the extremely different they literally had to exit outside be able to withstand the weather, the rain. We might be made of something a bit more solid. I will be more permanent. One of the things I love I love about public art is also that it has the ability to be set specific, which it is at it is either relevant to the species and or can tell you something new about it. And this means that every time you look at a species and then the outlook that you might notice something new, different, or fun about it that you have seen before. Honestly, as long as you're working in the city center of heritage cities, like come from Little India or city town. Look around you. Look around you. If a sculpture or mural or painting, just something that public and at work. It's literally a giant world and is that right here around the edge of Singapore. It's a very interesting word because people like to it is quite different ways. Some people just go up to it and comment on it said is volume is weak. So it's incredibly heavy looking quite majestic because it's bigger than all of us. But it also kind of make you wonder why is there road in the edge of the river apart from across being a natural site. We see every day one of the things about this but is that it's meant to respect space and property. Sculpture by artist was one of the pioneering sculptures. It was made in the years It was made in the year 2008, featured 5 boys, one of whom is all the way in the bottom jumping into the river. It captured a memory that trumpet warm used the sea along the Singapore River of can jumping in and playing and swimming in the water. It's something that we don't really see much of anymore today. So it can of take us back to a different time in Singapore. From the river was their bustling source of life, but in a very different was but in a very different way from what is like today. One of the things I really love about this page is that you can kind of see every every detail on the children face. The closer you can kind of see how happy and joyful they are jumping into the river. It's a very dynamic piece of work, which is quite different from some of the most solid kind of structure that you see as you walk along the road and try and look out for publics. So there a lot for a relationship between all of the kids. It can of make you sensitive of the species and the way they make have journeyed and jump into the river. So it's a really wonderful piece of working to spend time with. Part 3. Candy ice cream, cake, brownies and more. That is all I want to add to it. When I was little, maybe even still today, I used to correlate the food to deliciousness and happiness. But now all that come to make it just unhealthy, healthiness or food that will make my stomach extra big arms like mouth and feet. These, these are all parts of uh, these are all parts of many body. And when I was little, thought of them as part to help me run fast at for food and play sport. But now I seem to be able to find a flaw in each of this part of myself. Hello, my name is Emily Newhall, and I'm going to be speaking about American beauty standards. How we feel our body is constantly changing and is different for every person. I was lucky enough and quite frankly skinny enough to not have a negative thought about my body cross my mind until I got to middle school. Are you intrinsic? I was scared at first. I was just confused and that I realized something must be wrong with me later. It seems like everyone waited what I had and now I'm told my body is not desirable confusing right but this is what went through my mind due to the constant reinforcement from other people. Everyone has a perfection of their own body's good and confident and insecure society is one shaped as they are almost entirely perpetrated through the media. Because we are living in the age of social media and it's extremely difficult not to fall victim to the models and celebrities promoting essentially body types. Now young women are taught to have a small, waist, pretty face and big butt. But wait, you have to look natural too. One who can fulfill this unattainable standard image and representation that all of us grew from a very young age began to save our view on what is ideal, ideal or what we should look like. The, this, these images can and often to lead to extremely negative effect, extremely all you for this insecurities about their body. For some, it is more intense, or for other is simply an insecure there or their regardless. Insecure impact or all day impact how we feel when we look in the work clothes when we take picture and simply when we go through our day. They make they make us realize that they really make us dead, and sometimes they 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 even make us start from binge. Women do not value our bodies for what they profit us, but instead what they look like. We began to treat them poorly. I think I think that more people take their bodies for granted.